Hi, this is the Godly Play Lesson, The Faces of Easter, Part 5. In the beginning, the baby was born. God chose Mary to be the mother of God. Listen to my words. Listen carefully. God chose Mary to be the mother of God. When the baby Jesus looked up into the face of the Mother Mary, he could already see the cross. When he looked up into the face of the Father Joseph, he could see the cross there too. The Mother Mary and the Father Joseph held the baby close. They kept the baby warm. They gave the baby everything he needed to grow. And he did grow. He became a boy. And when he was about 12 years old, he went with the Mother Mary and the Father Joseph and many people from their village of Nazareth to the great city of Jerusalem to keep one of the high holy days. After the celebrations, everyone headed out through the great high gate and started on the road toward home. Suddenly, Mary and Joseph realized Jesus wasn't with them. They thought he'd been running and playing with the other children as they walked along the road. They hurried back to Jerusalem to look for him. They looked in the dark, narrow streets. He wasn't there. They looked in the marketplace where they had bought their food. He wasn't there. They looked where they had spent the night. He wasn't there. They looked everywhere. Finally, they looked in the temple, and there he was. He was speaking with the rabbis, the priests. When he spoke, they listened because he knew so much. And when they spoke, he listened because he wanted to learn more. The Mother Mary and the Father Joseph asked Jesus the question all parents ask their children, the question you can never answer. Why did you do this? And Jesus said something very strange. He said, did you not know I would be in my Father's house? Mary and Joseph were confused. Their home was back in Nazareth, where Joseph's carpentry shop was. They didn't understand, but they didn't forget. The boy grew and became a man. And when he was about 30 years old, he went to the river Jordan, where his cousin John, this is John here, he's wild, was baptizing people. And Jesus waded into the water, so he was standing face to face with John. And John looked at Jesus as if he was seeing him for the very first time. He knew who he really was. Jesus said, baptize me. And John said, how can I baptize you? You are the Messiah, the chosen one we have been waiting for. You must baptize me. But Jesus said, no, it is written that you will come before to prepare the way. So baptize me. So Jesus went down into the dark chaos of the water, and when John brought him up into the sunlight, some people said that they saw a dove fly down close to him. And other people said they heard a voice saying, this is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased. After he was baptized, Jesus crossed the river Jordan and went into the desert. He was in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights to learn more about who he was and what his work was going to be. One day he heard a voice, and the voice said, see those rocks over there? Why don't you turn some of them into bread and have something to eat? And Jesus said, no. Real human beings do not just eat bread. Then it was as if Jesus was standing on the top of the highest temple in Jerusalem. And the voice said, "Why don't you jump off and see if the angels will catch you before you hit the ground?" And Jesus said, "No, it is not right to test God." And then it was as if all the kingdoms were spread out in front of him. And the voice said, "Follow me, and I will make you king over all these lands." And Jesus said, "No, I will be a king, but not that kind of king." Then the voice went away. And Jesus came out of the desert, crossed the river Jordan, and began to do his work. But what was his work? His work was to come close to people. He came close to people no one else wanted to come close to. See here, he has come close to a blind man. He is so close, his fingers are touching the blind man's eyes, or his thumbs. When Jesus came close to people, they changed. They could see things they couldn't see before. They could do things that they couldn't do before. They became well. Jesus also told parables. And finally, he said it was time that he became a parable himself. So he turned toward Jerusalem for the last time. Now, I wonder what part of the story is most important. I wonder if you have ever felt close to God. I wonder if you see yourself in this story. I wonder